agent program. There are 5 different kinds of variations that we are going to look at and that we are going to study in this chapter. And there are many more as we go along. We will be adding to this kitty of different kinds of agents. Okay, these are 4 plus 1, 5 actually I should say we are going to learn, and plus 1, that is 6. So table driven agent, unrealizable, but still that can be considered as one of the agent program. That's number 1. Second agent is the simple reflex agent. Third is the model based reflex agent. Fourth is the goal based agent, and fifth is utility based agent. Now this is a bit tricky portion, wherein some of the books you read, they will only say that there are 4 agent programs or the agent types or agent architecture types. They variedly refer it to. Okay, but I would prefer myself to add the table driven agent as the 5th one and the learning agent as the 6th one. Okay, so this 4 plus 2 I generally prefer to add, but it is up to you. At least you should mention these 4 as agent types whenever somebody asks you a question. Now if the in the exam it is of 5 marks, better you add the table driven agent to it. At least if it comes for 10 marks, you also add the utility, you also add the learning agent to it. Okay, so the agent types, as I told you, there's no uniformity in various books. It is various being differently referred to. In this book itself, they actually say that there are 4 agent types, but this is, they're not saying that which are these are the only ones which are realizable. That is what they're saying. Okay, and learning agent is a bit different concept, but that is what they're actually explaining it further over here. Learning agent. Okay, so that is why I myself include 6 agent architecture types. I add to these kitty of 4 2 agent types. So this is 4. I need to add plus 2. What are those 2 that I generally also refer to as agent architecture types or agent types or agent program types? The 2 that I generally add into this kitty. Number 1 is table driven agent. Now the rationale behind some people not adding this as one of the agent type or agent architecture type is because table driven agent is not realizable and the other 4 are realizable. Sorry, N. And the last one that I add is learning agent. Okay, now this learning agent, we will look at it and then we'll decide whether to add it into this category of agent types or not. But I generally feel, somebody asks you a question, what are different agent types or agent architecture types or agent program types? You should say table driven agent, simple reflex, model based reflex, goal based, and utility based agent plus learning agent. That is 6 are the agent program types or agent architecture types. But if you say 4, then also you are right. If you say 5, then also you are right. Okay, but you should know why people put certain thing as a type and why they do not put. I told you about table driven agent, why we should not put it into the agent program types, because it's not realizable. It's a theoretical concept rather than realizable proof. So एक डिजाइन के तौर पे हम उसको देख सकते हैं, लेकिन it cannot be translated to a solution. That's why we do not include table driven agent. Learning agent को क्यों नहीं include करना है, we'll talk about it later. Now we'll jump on to the discussion of these agent program types one by one, and we'll also refer to the similarities and differences and how they relate to each other, which does better than the previous one, which will be better in a particular kind of scenario, etc, etc. Okay, let us go ahead. Now we'll talk about the simple reflex agent. Here is one example of simple reflex agent that we will look at first. This is just a vacuum cleaner world agent, which we saw as an example previously. So this is an instance of an simple reflex agent. Looking at this particular code, we're going to try and understand what could be the composition of this agent. Okay. See, they say that the agent program for simple reflex agent in the 2-state vacuum cleaner environment. So they are taking an example of that 2-state vacuum cleaner environment. If you remember, there were this kind of 2 rooms, and there was a vacuum cleaner in one of the room. Okay, and there probability of getting dust generated in the room. What we wanted to was to design a vacuum cleaner agent that can work in this environment in order to perform as an rational agent. Okay, coming back to this discussion, this is a simple reflex agent, reflex vacuum agent. Naam hai function ka, any name could be there for that matter. Now, instead of just the percept, it is a list of percept. So location and status. So there are two percepts. This, if you remember, vacuum cleaner had two percepts. One is it could identify which location it is in, and it could also identify what is the status of the room currently. Is it clean or is it dirty? So that is why this is a list. Okay, previously generic केस में हमने देखा था वहां पे परसेप्ट था इनपुट एजेंट फंक्शन के लिए, और या एजेंट प्रोग्राम के लिए इनपुट था परसेप्ट, और रिटर्न क्या आता है, एक्शन. सी, return is action. So return is same, no problem. Now the program has 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, and it is very easy to understand that this is just a if else ladder. It's just a if else ladder. If the status is dirty, then clean it using the suck operation. The action is suck. Else if the location is equal to A, then move right, because the A location is over here. It is the left cell. So move right, and this is the B location. So if the location is B, move left. See, this is realizable. This example that we have considered, example scenario where there was vacuum cleaner, where there was vacuum cleaner with 2 sensors and 3 actions defined for it. Suck, right, left, 3 actions, 2 sensors, one telling it the location it is in, second, the status of the room. It can now work and function according to this program, and that is why I say this is realizable. This does not require any table creation beforehand. This does not require, by the way, knowing the state of the environment. Okay, we are not knowing the state of the environment. We just identify whether the status of the current room is dirty. Yes, then we clean it. Else, if the status is not dirty, we check the location. Depending on that, we take decision to either move to right or left. Simple thing. Very simple operations. And on an average, this will keep the rooms clean. That is what its function is for a vacuum cleaner, right? Okay, now going ahead, you will understand one fact over here in this simple reflex agent is it is not having any sort of performance orientation. There is no performance measure here. Okay, we won't understand or we won't be able to quantify whether the vacuum cleaner is doing good, better, worse than previously, than earlier, because there is no consideration in the reflex agent about the performance measure. So there is no consideration of performance measure. Second thing, this is an instantaneous decision that you are taking. So there is no remembering of the percept sequence. Rather, what you are doing, sorry for the sake, being at home, this noise, you have to bear with me for 2 minutes. Now the next thing is, hopefully my voice is bigger than the background noise. Okay, now that going ahead, what I was explaining you is, in this particular agent, there are 2 drawbacks that I see. It is workable solution, it is working, it is giving reflex, it is doing its activity of cleaning the floor in both the rooms, but there is no guarantee that it is going to behave properly, because there is no orientation towards any sort of performance measure. There is nothing like performance measure defined. Only we have environment, we have the actuators, we have the sensors, but there is no performance measure defined anyhow. That's the first drawback. Second drawback with this agent, this particular agent type program is, one, that it does not have percept sequence known. It works only on instantaneous reaction to the environment action. So environment gives you a percept, a signal is given by the environment. You see, observe the signal instantaneously, and you take the decision instantaneously. Okay, so there is no reflection between calls. So the agent does not know what it did previously, and it just takes the action. Now consider that somehow agent realizes that, or somehow we know that there is a pattern in the way the dust gets accumulated in a room. If a room is cleaned now, dust will only get accumulated after say 2 hours. Okay, Now consider that vacuum cleaner is in the room where the dust just got accumulated. It will suck the dust, clean it properly, and maybe the vacuum cleaner requires say 15 minutes to clean. And after that, it moves to the second room. Now the second room is clean. Second room is clean, and it is clean for say half an hour or say 15 minutes. Past 15 minutes, it's clean. So you now know that after 45 minutes, room B is going to get dirty. Okay, but your vacuum cleaner won't understand that. It will jump to room 1 and it will find it is not dirty. It will jump back to room number 2 and it will keep on doing it till the room B gets dirty, and then it will clean it. Now you will consider that vacuum cleaner being a robot, it will be running on battery, and if it keeps on moving from this room to that room, that room to this room to that room continuously, there will be lot of issues with the battery, right? The battery is going to get drained quickly, and it's not going to operate throughout the cycle that it is expected to operate in. Maybe this is an office robot. It has to work from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. But if I do not have, or that robot does not have any sort of notion of its performance measure, it will keep on doing this as a simple reflex. And that will mean what? It will be getting drained itself in half the period that otherwise it would work in. Okay, are you understanding what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that just because it is not remembering the percept sequence, if it would have remembered the percept sequence, it would have understood that it just did this action and there was no dust. And if it would have remembered the percept sequence, it would understand कि dust कब generate हुआ था, कब मेरा status का flag 1 हो गया था ये room में. Somehow it will have that notion with it, and that would mean it would do its functioning in a better manner. Okay, so simple reflex agent is a good example of an artificial agent, intelligent agent as well. We can say that it is intelligent agent, but it can be made more appropriate, made to behave more appropriately, and that's why we have, or we require some other way of defining the agent. Now this is how the simple reflex agent would generally work. So from the environment through the sensor, it senses the world and it asks itself a question. Was a question mark block tha? If you remember, there was a question mark block between sensors and actuators in the first agent architecture diagram that we had seen previously. Now this question mark is actually divided into 3 boxes, and these are the 3 boxes. Now this condition action rule, which is very easily encoded in the example that we saw as if-else ladder, can be implemented differently by different people. But then there are fixed set. Again, please remember, it is like table driven only. Okay, there are fixed set of reactions, but the fixed set of reactions are now on the percept, not on the percept sequence. So we are doing action based on current percept. So we are actually paying no heed to percept sequence. So it is going actually against the definition of the rational agent that we had in our mind. In our mind, rational agent definition was the agent that works with respect to the percept sequence and maps the action based on that percept sequence. Okay, please remember the definition from last to last lecture. Two lectures back, we saw the definition of rational agent. Fine. Now this single block is divided into 3 parts. One is the condition action rule. The question mark number 1 we ask ourselves is, based on the sensors that are arriving to us, what the world is like now. So that is where we are trying to create a representation for environment state internally in the agent's mind. Agent is now looking at, using its percept, whatever it knows, what is environment state. So it is trying to model the environment state. Okay, but it's not remembering it. That's the drawback. If it could have remembered the state, it could have found out the delta in the state or change in the state, right? अगर उसको change in the state पता होता तो वो कुछ अच्छे तरीके से या better तरीके से same situation को handle कर सकता था, शायद. I'm not saying confirm, but shayad. Now the next question that it asks, once he asks the question, he knows that how the world is currently looking like, is what action should I do now? अगर world ये state में है तो मैंने क्या action करना चाहिए? ये second block या second question को answer करने के लिए उसके पास ये resource है. So this is the resource that it has. Okay, so this is the resource that the reflex agent has, and the reflex agent's resource is in terms of condition, action, rules, or CAR. Okay, it can be implemented as a table, it can be implemented as a if else statement, if else ladder for that matter. Okay, we saw the realization first, that is why I'm asking you, telling you this. Now see what is the agent function looking like, the generic function. So this is simple reflex agent, general function, purpose function. Percept is input, action is output. Now this percept can be list of sensed inputs. Okay, there is one persistent variable here, which is rules. So rules is the persistent class or object. Okay, and the rules are implemented here, condition action rules. Okay, set of condition action rules. Now what you do is you interpret the percept, get the state. That first question, while answering the first question, what you get is get the state of the environment. Now rules matching the current state of the environment from the rules set. So I have this rules set. The rule that matches the current state is picked up. If else ladder में वो rule hit होता है और एक ही कोई rule hit होगा. So the rules are organized like that. Only one rule will be hitting. That means it's an index. It's a kind of index, and that rule is fired. So the rule has the action. So rule will tell you what action to do. Corresponding action will be picked up, and you will execute the action. This is how